Hello, I'm going to be showing a demonstration of the current any percent ace route developed by Mr. Cheese, Natalia Has Died, and a number of other folks in the Ocarina of Time Discord, speedrunning Discord. So I'm going to be showing some techniques to get this more consistent and the different options you have available to you when warping to the credits. Okay, so for your file name, it's pretty easy. It's just 8-4 middle keyboard. Pick this character, go back to English, pick a dash, and then you'll go back to the middle keyboard, pick this character, add these two little lines here. You'll go to the far left keyboard, you'll pick this character, go to English, pick a C, and then for your final character, it'll be the far left keyboard, pick that character, and add the little dashes to it. And then that will be your file name. Alright, so we're going to go over a couple watches here. The first one I have is 801DAAE6. This is link spacing angle. You're going to use this whenever you're setting up your SRM rock to make sure it's equal to C000. The next one here, this one is, you can see me wiggling it down here. This is the value for control pad 1. You can see when I hold down different buttons, different values go into that address. Our next one is control pad 3. This one has to be equal to 08028080, and you can see the 8080 is coming from the control stick being held in the bottom left. So if you reset that on the top right of your controller, and then rubber band it to the bottom left, you'll get that 08028080, which ends up jumping us to safety in the ace payload. This next address ends up being the slingshot seed angle. You're going to want to make sure this is equal to 08046970 once you have everything set up with the slingshot seed angle. This next one here, you'll see it become 014E, which is the object ID of the rock. This is just like a way to confirm that you did your heap correctly. The next value we have right here, this is a flag that is telling you whether or not the rock's being drawn on screen. If it's a 1, that means the payload is currently executing. And if it's a 0, that means it is not. But also, you have to be holding down the correct buttons for the intended instruction to execute. The next value right here, this is the next cutscene pointer. You're going to want to just look at that, make sure it's being modified whenever you're executing the payload. The last two here are just watches on the file name to make sure that I entered it in correctly. If you're getting consistent crashes, even though you did everything else correctly, just make sure that you did your file name correctly. So first things first, we're going to start with setting up the heap. And we're going to do that by loading and unloading a couple things here in the hallway. The first thing is going to be a spin slash. You're going to want to position yourself about right here. Back walk, side hop to a little bit before this little green dot on the wall. Charge your sword back up until you hear the Deku Babas behind you, and then release it. And then you'll come here. You'll feel the lag as it loads new stuff, and then you'll immediately target the wall. Load up a slingshot, side hop twice, cancel it, and do this one more time. And now you'll see our object watch is now 14E. That means we've set up the heap correctly. From here, we're going to west over to the circle rocks over here. And you're going to want to destroy either this one or this one. I don't know if the others work, but I know that these two are confirmed to work for this setup. I don't believe you have to collect whatever the rock drops, but just in case, you might as well. So normally Navi will talk to you. You'll just want to talk to her before you get into the crawl space. So now we're going to perform walking while talking. There's a couple different movement options you have out of here. I'm just going to be showing you the one that I use. So go ahead and start by going into here and getting out and holding bottom right and mashing A. And then you'll talk to the sign, and you can destroy the sign with a nut and then mash B to get through the text. And that will allow you to walk while you're talking to the sign. So you have to pause before you can side hop, which is used to set up our movement here. So we're going to side hop 4 times after targeting the sign and getting into this corner. Pull out Ocarina and then hold up on the control stick and then start mashing A to side hop twice, or backflip once and side hop once. And then immediately hold left out of the side hop and mash your Deku Nuts. And that will destroy the 2 signs, which is a critical part to the setup. And then you just keep holding left until you are up on top of this fence. Then you hold top left, side hop twice, and then keep holding top left and you'll grab the ledge. From there you just mash A and you'll fall off. So it looks like this. And then you immediately pull out your Ocarina. You press B, you target the sign, and then you hold back right in the notch until you footstep twice in the grass. Then you backflip 5 times and side hop twice, and that will put you right at the rock you need to pick up for SRM. And then once you're here, you can actually move a little bit to get in position before you pick up the rock, like so. So all together, this is what it looks like. And then from here, you're going to want to take your rock on an adventure. So you're going to make your way to the right side of this waterfall. And I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but what I do is once I'm back behind here, I hold up for about 3 seconds. And then once I do that, I hold right until the screen flashes. That means you've crossed the gap. Like you'll see the HUD disappear for a second. And that means you cross the gap. And then from here, I hold bottom right for about 2 seconds. And then I hold right and then slightly up, just barely up, for about 3.5, 4 seconds. And then I hold up. And then once you're there, you should appear in the hallway and immediately start walking down so you don't get hit by the Deku Lava. When you're walking out of here, there's movement you can do to get the camera to look about like this, and you'll see Link's facing angle, watch that we set earlier. It's going to automatically snap to C00 if you walk out of there at the right angle. And then while you're doing that, you'll just want to drop it with your shield. So coming out of the hallway once again, it's going to be like this. And then you just drop it on the way. Another method of making sure you got the right angle for your SRM rock is coming out of this hallway. If you hold ESS up and let the camera snap into place, you'll just flick to the left and then shield drop it. So another option you have is when you're coming out of this hallway, stop about right here, ESS left till you get to about right here, then ESS up until you see it slowly snap into the cardinal direction, and then you just flick down. Same dealio. Now, I believe facing away like this has less lag because of you're not having to load up a bunch of stuff. So you can do it like that, or you can face forward. I'm not too sure what's best, actually. Another cool trick that you can do is whenever you're coming back through, if you forward throw into this water, or if you forward roll into the water, you can actually get a pretty good amount of speed through it, because you're still walking while talking. The camera's just unlocked now. Then you're going to want to come over here, destroy these 2 rocks. And now, from here, you want to collect whatever you drop. And then, from here, you're going to make sure you don't look at the Kid Rock, which is the rock on that ledge behind us, next to the Krakiri that's punching. You're going to want to climb onto the fence about right here, and you're going to want to hold right for about 7 frames. So you can do this through pause buffering, and this is to set up Link's angle, which you can see in the watch down there, changing as we look left and right. with a little bit of work, you can actually just do this real time. Like so. And then from here, you're going to want to go into C up. You're going to want to position it at -31, and that looks like this. This is going to be what your reference image is. So once you have -31, you're going to want to press A and then press C down extremely quickly afterwards, so you will immediately pull out the slingshot. And then you'll hold it like that position for 2 frames, and then you'll hold up for 1 frame, fully up, and then you're going to pause buffer 3 more frames, this time holding down the slingshot button. So that was 2 frames. That's your 3rd frame. And here you can see the slingshot angle is now 8046, or 08, the leading 0 doesn't show up, 0804697D. On this frame you can cancel it with A by pressing the B button. And now that your angle is set, you have now set the draw pointer for the Kid Rock. So if I'm holding down Z and I look at it, you'll see the flag for it being drawn is set. Our payload is currently executing, but since we're only holding down the Z button and not all the buttons required, it's not actively writing to our next cutscene value. So the easiest way to get everything held is to hold down R first, and then press all your other buttons. And then from here, you can let go of R and C up. You're going to want to walk to about right here, just to get in view of the rock. Whenever you C up, you're going to want to make sure you hold the button down instead of just pressing it. And you're going to want to make your Y value either -9, which looks like this, and you can also do -11. And you can see how that sort of lines up with the bottom of the hearts. So this is -9, which is a little bit above the hearts. That's 10, which is in between the hearts, and -11, which is the bottom of the hearts. So that's going to be your key. And then from here, you're just going to want to tap R, and then while still holding Z, which prevents the game from crashing, just go ahead and make your way to the Know-It-All Brothers house. So another value you can use here actually is -8. And instead of going into the Know-It-All Brothers house, you'll do the House of Twins. And you'll see -8 here is the top of the fence is between the hearts and the top of the screen. So I'm just going to hold C up here, set my control stick value -8, tap R, and then we're just going to go ahead and enter the House of Twins and warp to the credits. And if you do value -9 going into the Know-It-All, you get this funny cutscene. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps you on your journey into completing Ocarina of Time using the recently found arbitrary code execution method.